everybody. My name is Miles Jackson. I'm the CEO and founder of Jackson Small Business Funding. And I had two questions this week that were brought to me that I wanted to come to you guys and talk about. One of them was, my credit is good, but I still got denied for a loan. Why is that? The other one is, I'm not applying for funding because they'll just deny me anyways. It wasn't really a question, it was more of a statement, but there is an answer for that. So I think that two things we need to understand as business owners and founders is that your credit is only one part of your underwriting process. Okay? Another one is that anything within your, I'm not gonna say anything, but there's a lot of things within your business that can be changed over the course of a couple of months that will make you fundable, if not even just a couple of days, to be honest with you. When it comes to business funding, it is not necessarily up to us whether you get money or not. It is up to the lender or the bank. But what we do is we have in-house underwriters. That's what the bank or your lender is going to use to determine whether you get approved or denied for your funding request. Now, in underwriting, there's this kind of like a pillar system, right? They call it the 4 C's of underwriting. That'd be capacity, credit, collateral, and capital. Now, I always like to add one more, and some people add it in there, and it is character as well. So we're going to go over those 4 or 5 things during this video. I first want to start off by talking about what is underwriting. Underwriting is a risk assessment calculation, underwriting is a process that banks and lenders use to provide a risk assessment for your file, for your business. Basically meaning, can you pay us back or can you not? Are we comfortable with that or are we not? They have a certain level of risk that they're able to take on. And if you fall within that amount, then that's your approval or that's your denial. Now, within that approval range, how well you fit in the risk assessment also depends on how much you get. Understanding why you're getting denied is going to be really important. At Jackson SBFC, we have in-house underwriters. So before you go to the bank or before you go to your lender, we make sure that you fall within that risk assessment or help provide solutions to help you get there over a course of time. Like I said earlier, that could be a couple of days or that could be a couple of months. It just depends on your financing situation. As an underwriter, and I'm looking at your business, the first thing we'll go over is capacity. When we're talking about capacity, this is pretty much how much your business can handle in debt. They're going to usually compare your income to your existing debt within your business. So how much debt can you handle and effectively pay back to the bank? So how much am I comfortable giving you? The other C would be your credit. Now, in your credit, there's so many different calculations. Normally in business lending, what I've seen the majority of is FICO scores used for your credit calculation. I've personally rarely seen Vantage scores being used. So we'll just go, unless it's on like a home, but we'll go for your FICO scores right now. In your credit calculation, there's going to be a couple different things that determine whether you have good credit or not. They're looking for your payment history, of course, the number of open accounts you have, the type of accounts you have, how long you have had those accounts, the amount of inquiries on your credit, so how often are you looking for credit, and we'll go over some other factors as well in some later videos. One thing that I see often is somebody say, well, I have a 740 credit score, but I still got denied. Well, with all of those factors that I listed, if you have 1 or 2 accounts that have that solid payment history and maybe medium to higher limits, then yeah, you'll have a good credit score. But that doesn't necessarily mean you have a strong credit profile. You're still weak. If your credit account is under, a year or 2, then that's still not, that's not going to give you a strong profile. Also, if you're going out and you're applying for credit cards or different credit inquiries all the time or a lot, like really more than 2, then that's also going to be considered a red flag within your business. Another C within the 4 C's is going to be collateral. This normally shows up in forms of like real estate or, equipment, different computing programs. I see this more often in asset-based lending, even in like private equity. Now, let me take that back. A lot of the times when you're getting a secured loan, they're going to want to use equipment or real estate as collateral. When you put up collateral on something, it's pretty much saying that, hey, in the event that I default on this loan, I'm sacrificing whatever this is. Now that could be your real estate, that could be equipment, that could be purchase orders, that whatever it is in your case, that could be a couple of different things. You see this a lot in asset-based lending, especially once you get into the private equity world. But even in banks, you'll see you have to put up collateral of some sort a lot for down payment on loans. You'll probably have to put some kind of cash, but you'll have to put up some kind of collateral to receive a business loan. And of course, another C would be capital. So the reason capital is so important because they want to see that your business has money. A lot of the times this capital is also used as a down payment. With the SBA, you normally have to put 10% down. Sometimes you can even find an investor that'll come in and do that 10%. That's a unique strategy you can use to get 100% financing for a business acquisition or a business startup. One of the last C's in the underwriting process that I add in sometimes, not everybody does, is character. Character is going to be very important, most definitely in the private equity world, but also in your regular traditional banking world, especially if you have a hand underwriter working on your file, or you're working with a relationship manager at one of the major banks like Chase or Bank of America. Now, what do they categorize? What are they looking at when they talk about character? Timeliness, who you're partnered with. An example of this would be you're trying to get a hard money loan from a lender. Well, during the underwriting process, they're going to request different documents such as bank statements, tax returns. They might ask for EIN confirmation letter or your Secretary of State filing. Part of that process is getting those documents over to them in a timely manner. If you don't, why would they feel comfortable? If you can't respond in a timely manner during your underwriting process, which is you trying to get money from them, why would they feel comfortable that it'll be better once you do get the money, or that you'll act within a term, or that your behavior will change once you get the money? So those are the 4 C's or 5 C's of underwriting. This is the difference between you getting approved or denied, or the difference between you getting $5,000 instead of the $50,000. If you'd like to learn more, like, comment, subscribe. Also, feel free to reach out by email. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have.